Hi. I'm just doing a couple things real quick just to make sure that. Hi. We're in focus and stuff. Hey everyone, happy Monday or Tuesday if you're in Australia. Oh, thank you, Phoenix. Is it Phoenix? Yeah, XXX Phoenix. Hi. Oh, good. I'm your last 30 minutes of the day. That's awesome. Oh, awesome. Hi everyone. I'm good. I was on a family trip. Me too, Leslie. I really am. I was on a family trip Thursday through yesterday. Just got home last night and didn't get a lot of sleep last night. I don't know if everybody felt that shift that was going on, but I'm like full of energy. I've been up since like 3 this morning. Yeah. It's like things are starting to, like, my energy starting to calm down a little. But thank you, Lisa. But yeah, I felt that energy shift pretty big. The Libra new moon is today too, and Venus is in retrograde until November 18th. Speaking of, I decided that instead of doing the second half of October readings for each sign, I'm going to do a Venus retrograde reading for each sign, which will span through the rest of October into November. So the dog was doing laps at 2 a.m. Oh, I bet that was fun. Hi, Tara. Hi, Anne. You're on a treadmill? Oh, good for you. I'm not good about getting on treadmills. Purging and cleaning today. Nice. With your divine masculine. Oh, that's sweet. That's awesome, Stephanie. Aloha, treasure forever. I'm glad you're here, Jocelyn. Hi, Pleiadian Staro. Oh, Christina, yes, you're my astro twin. Yes, yes. So we're going to look at the divine masculine and the divine feminine. You know, Darcy, that happened to me yesterday. Like, for no reason, I got home, I dropped off the boys with their dads. Thank you, Pleiadian Staro. I appreciate that. And for some reason, I just got super, super sad, like out of the blue for no reason. And I have a rule that I let myself like purge and cry for 15 minutes, and then I just have to get up and be gangster again. So that's what I did yesterday. So how to focus more and strike our goals like masculine energy. You know, it is, yeah, the masculine, the feminine, the androgynous energy with Libra, balancing yourself out, balancing the scales. And I've really had to learn a lot in the last, especially in the last, this year, the last 8 months, 10 months, I guess, to really tap into my masculine energy. And it's more of the logical side, doing things in order, doing things step by step, getting grounded with the energy. Not, you know, my intuition actually got much stronger as I tapped into my masculine energy too. So that was pretty cool when you start to balance yourself out. So it's pretty, your Virgo male is emotional. You know, it's kind of that give and take right now. It's kind of that give and take right now. So keep it gangster, girl. Yep. You have to. You got to just like get up and keep going. You can't sit in one spot. Yeah, you know, the emotions will run high, But this Libra new moon is really, really good. Mercury moves into Scorpio on Wednesday. So things could get a little intense conversation-wise. But I think that everybody's going to like really open up and speak their mind and like say their truth, which is awesome. We all need to really be speaking our truths. Not in a dagger kind of way, like, you know, don't beat somebody up with your truth, but be really, really honest with yourself. Now is the time to be super, super honest because there's a lot of Scorpio energy, going on. Your birthday month has been empowering. Awesome. And let's see. I'm trying to think of what other energies are happening this week. I can't even I'm like getting to that very calming evening out energy. I was like super, super powered up earlier, got a whole bunch of stuff done. So you feel like crap. That's not okay. Jessica, that's not okay that you feel like crap. I'm sorry. I think that it's because your ruling planet is in a very, very uncomfortable position right now. And I think you're just going to kind of have to weather through it. You were tired all weekend. Yeah, and I think this energy is going to affect a lot of people in different ways. So I'm going to start with the feminine energies, and I am going to close the chat while I do it because I'll get very distracted because all I want to do is talk to you guys. But we want to be able to do the reading too. Also, if somebody could do time caps for me, for those people that do not want to go through the introduction, I know that there are a lot of people that do that. So time caps, awesome. All right. Feminine energy for the week of October 8th. I feel like this is going to be a really big week for the feminine just because of all the Venetian energy that's happening right now. Oh, okay. So we got two that just wanted to fall right out. Yep. We have lead, which is the Emperor energy, and we have observe, which is the Hanged Man. So really strong, taking charge. And that's kind of, I almost want to say the feminine might have an instinct to want to control the way things are going and may need to look at things differently and not be in, like, I feel like the feminine energy is going to feel very empowered this week. And that's kind of what I was feeling as I was shuffling the cards. There is like a very big empowerment moving forward, doing a lot of things. I don't feel like with the Hanged Man energy that you're feeling stagnant. I feel like you need to look at things in a different perspective so that you don't try to control the situation. So you don't try to control all of the situations that are happening. So let's see what we get. Whoa, Divine Feminine. Yes, clarity. The Sun card was the first card that came out. Like showing up loud and proud. A lot of healing, a lot of prosperity, a lot of feeling just bright and good and sunny, which is really interesting because it's raining here and it's supposed to rain like all week, like flooding rains and then get super cold. So it's funny that the sun came out because I'm just going to want to curl up in a blanket and read a book. That's not going to happen, and then we have the Hierophant. So getting very clear on what it is that you want traditionally in life. Like the Hierophant could be about higher learning. You could be learning a lot of new things about your spirituality. It talks about the institution. It talks about marriage. It also talks about prosperity as well as the sun. So I do feel like there's kind of a controlling, like I'm in control of the way things are going right now, and I'm going to hold on to that. We have all major arcanas out so far. So that's pretty cool. And I think that like I'm almost saying that the divine feminine wants to, control the way the relationship or the offers or however it's going to happen. The Knight of Cups, this could be an offering to the divine feminine from the divine masculine, but it could also be the divine feminine offering to herself. But if we're vibrating this high right now, which I feel like I've been in a pretty high vibration the last couple of weeks after being in a lower vibration, and not like super low, but it was kind of, I did feel stagnant there for a couple of weeks. But the vibration is so high right now that, and we've talked about this, I think we talked about this last week. With the Magician, you can manifest anything, any thoughts that come into your mind. It's like that. Like you can make things come into fruition so easily. It may not be exactly the way that you want it to go. And I think that that's why like the divine feminine is feeling like she's really in a lot of power and taking the lead in a lot of ways. Definitely no hiding. I don't feel like the divine feminine's hiding this week. And like I said, if you're trying to manifest something, it could be coming in not necessarily as the Knight of Cups, but possibly as the Knight of Pentacles. So you like manifest it, you bring it into thought and you manifest it and you're like, this is what I want. And it shows up, but it shows up more as like a friendly gesture than a love gesture, if that makes sense. Very Uranus energy happening right now, which means, Uranus does change. Uranus does chaos. And when we have that chaos in our life and we're vibrating high at the same time, there's an opportunity to miss out on certain things. Like I want you to make sure you're looking at all of the details. And that's what the Knight of Pentacles here is saying, because the Knight of Pentacles is a very slow energy, but I like this energy because it's stable and grounded. I mean, I am an earth sign, so being a Virgo, I like to have that stable energy. And the High Priestess, make sure you're listening to your intuition and not just your ego. The Emperor, this is Mars also. This is a very Martian energy coming through. So I do feel like there's a lot of power and a lot of like high vibration happening. Make sure that you're staying in your intuitive state and not just in an ego state. Like I'm in a high vibration, I'm going to do whatever I want kind of thing. Don't do that. Because you could regret it later. That's the only reason why I'm like, don't do that. Don't stay in an ego state of mind. There could be an offer coming to you this week, but it may not look the way that you want it to. If it does come in as a Knight of Pentacles and it's more of a friendly gesture, I feel like it's just laying the groundwork. I feel like it's going to turn into love eventually, but we need to look at that in a different way and not expect things, don't expect a certain outcome, because when you're trying to expect a certain outcome and it comes out in a different way, that's when you get disappointed, and you don't want to be disappointed this week. So not with this high of a vibration going. So what's the Sun for the divine feminine? Aha. King of Cups. The divine feminine is noticing how the divine masculine is maturing in a very emotional way. And I feel like because the divine feminine's energy, and remember, we have both propensities within us. We have both energies within us. So either one of these readings could really, whether you're a man or a woman, could really resonate with you. If you are, as a divine feminine energy, noticing that the divine masculine is emotionally maturing, we feed off of each other's energies all the time. So if the divine feminine's energy is really high vibrational, the divine masculine is also feeling that. And I feel like he is probably, I'm saying he, even it could be a woman that's holding the divine masculine energy. But again, yes, very Scorpio-like energy. See? Death, on the Hierophant and the shadow side, which is the devil. So Mars in Capricorn, Pluto in Capricorn, Venus in retrograde in Scorpio, Uranus in Taurus. All of these energies are affecting us right now. And this is why everything feels very fast paced. This is why you feel like you have a ton of energy. And if you're not sleeping, this is probably why. Try to get as much rest as possible. I slept, like I took naps today in between working just to keep my energy up. I probably didn't really need to, but they were like 20-minute cat naps. Which is funny because I could fall asleep easily during the day and take a 20-minute cat nap, but I couldn't fall asleep last night to save my life. So the Knight of Cups, yeah, the offering that's coming to you is the Ace of Cups. And again, this could be the self-love that the Divine Feminine is feeling within. This could be that she has given back to herself. She's filled her cup and now it's overflowing. And it's almost like now that it's overflowing, I'm ready to manifest any kind of energy into my life that's going to match mine. And if she just, and I've had to say this to people, just because the Divine Feminine, or you get to a place where you're feeling really, really good and you're all whole and you're all healed and you've glued all your pieces back together, just because you're there doesn't mean the Divine Masculine is just going to show up like that and be ready for a relationship. That's not the way it works. You have to continue on that path and working your mission and keeping that vibration high and going through the ebbs and flows and really mastering that balance within you, not just mastering the Divine Feminine balance, but also the Divine Masculine balance. And it's still in divine timing, because a lot of people think, well, I'm all healed, so where's my Divine Masculine? I don't understand. I did the work. How come they haven't shown up? Well, that's not the way it works. He also has to do the work, and he also has to come to that emotional maturity, which I feel like is happening. And we'll see within their reading how that's going. I do feel like the Divine Feminine, if you get caught up in the really high vibrations this week, if you get caught up in the Scorpio transformation process, if you get caught up in the Mars-Pluto energy in Capricorn, and Saturn actually is in Capricorn too, you know, the chaos of all of it, if you go, and you don't give yourself time to rest, then it could kind of blow up in your face at the end of the week where you're like totally exhausted and you're just like on empty. You're like on zero. So really make sure that you're taking care of yourself during this time, drinking a lot of water. I've been like drinking water like crazy today. Part of it is because my voice is just about ready to go. I've done so many readings, catching up. So the Magician, manifesting your own reality, making things happen with just a thought. And it's so easy for this stuff to come to fruition. And what are you manifesting? A very stable masculine energy. You're manifesting the King of Pentacles. Because not only are you seeing that he's becoming emotional, you're like, okay, or emotionally mature, you're like, okay, I also want him to be stable. Like, this is the person, I want him to be stable and grounded and comfortable within his own skin and feeling really, really good, right? And matching my vibration. So the Knight of Pentacles. Yeah. Oh, funny. Nine of Cups on the Nine of Pentacles. Just because it's going slow doesn't mean it's not. The Nine of Cups is the wish card. You are getting your wishes, but it's coming in very slow. You want it to happen really fast because of the energies and because your vibration is high and you're all healed up and your pieces are all glued back together and you're ready to go, and here we go. And it's still taking a while to get there. And these two cards here are saying it's coming. Like, no worries. It's still going to happen. It's still coming to you. again, it's just not showing up in the way that you want it to show up. It's showing up as more of a friendly gesture than a proclamation of love and undying affection. Except the love and undying affection is there. It's still there, but that's not what it's showing up as. It's showing up as something more stable. Taking the much needed grounded steps to get there. Doing things the right way. There it is. And intuitively, divine feminines, this is why I want you to keep in touch with your intuition, because the connection is still very, very potent. It is still there. And and this is what I mean by being in that high vibration all week long and then kind of going through a crash at the end of the week and thinking that that connection's not there because it showed up as a friendship and not as, a proclamation of love. You have to remember what you feel is true, that nudge within you, that inner knowing. And again, it may not be like you may want to have the King of Pentacles, but a King of Cups shows up. Doesn't matter what sign, but the person that you want to show up may not be the person that shows up. We've talked about this before. A lot of people are having soulmate relationships, and meeting their life partners, and they thought one person was their life partner or twin flame, and somebody else is actually showing up. So really trust your intuition, really trust your gut feeling this week, and know that just because it doesn't show up as this huge grand gesture, that it's not real, because it is real. And I actually really like this. And so I do feel that this Hanged Man energy is so true. You've got to look at things in a different perspective. Observe it in a completely different way. Observe it in a completely different way. So really good energies. I'm going to pull up the chat again. Hi, everyone. Oh, thank you, CG Highs. Oh, Kara, thank you. I always forget that that's your name on here. I hope you're good. Thanks, Kara. How's everybody doing? Self-love, lots of self-love. I can't sleep. You're in Ireland. Oh, you guys officially split yesterday. Well, and sometimes you have to do that. Heavy energies this weekend. Yeah. I had heavy energies yesterday. We talked about that, but oh, you're welcome, Danielle. Intuitive one, you can, you're never going to fully disconnect from your twin flame, but you can disengage from the energy. If you don't want to feel that high vibration constantly all the time, you can disconnect or disengage. And that's really kind of focusing more on yourself and keeping yourself busy and trying not to, because even in the morning, I set the intention because I'll feel, and I've told this story before, my twin is an hour ahead of me and I'll feel his energy, and he's usually up before me. So it's I can feel what kind of day he's going to have, whether it's going to be anxious or what, I can already feel his anxiety. And I always set the intention and get really, really grounded, and I release that because I don't want to sit in his anxiety all day long. And sometimes it's not anxiety, which is great. It's a much better feeling. But there's just kind of that knowing, that knowing of whether you can disengage from that. You don't have to sit in their energy all day long, every day. If I did that, it would be really, really tough for me to do my job because I have to tap into everybody's energies and not just his. So how do you know? Aqua Angel, there is an inner knowing. I mean, there really is. There is an inner knowing. You call around and find out who's making you sad. I did a whole video on, if you look in the playlist for the twin flame playlist on my channel. I did a whole video on like, you know, the whole twin flame things. Feminists are vile creatures. Really? That's not okay. Mine messaged me a few days ago. Didn't read the message until last night. We chatted for a couple minutes. Oh, yeah, that happens. You guys, a lot of times you're going to mirror each other. I told everybody last week, like he and I both had toothaches at the same time. It was very strange, on the same side of our mouth and everything. It's very strange. So I'm going to do the divine masculine now. So I'm going to, yeah. So I'm going to make the chat small again. Sorry, there was a message that kind of like messed up my energy, like totally messed up my energy. So I'm a little like off for a minute. Okay. Get back into it, right? So the divine masculine for the week. I feel like they are kind of having a more emotional week, but I think that they're coming into that emotional maturity. And we talked about that last week as well. This is a process that they've been going through for a while. Some of them have been going through the dark night of the soul for a year or longer. Some of them are just starting the dark night of the soul. If you have just recently separated, if you were in union together, and then you separated, it is because you guys triggered things within you. I actually just got somebody on the Instant Go app. They said, you know, you did a reading and you said that this was meant to be and yada, yada. And then we split up yesterday. And a lot of times when that happens, it's because you guys have to heal things separately. And there was something that triggered that. And you write things like that in your soul contract. There's no way of me exactly knowing what it is that you're going to write. I mean, I can't predict whether you guys haven't healed things or not, unless that's particularly what I'm looking for. And with Instant, of course, with Instant Go stuff, it's like very minimal information that I can give. But you have to remember that if you get a reading done and the energies are like, no, this is going to be a wonderful relationship. And then something happens where you guys kind of trigger each other and you have to part ways. It's probably because there are things that you need to heal. And not everybody's going to go into separation, but it does happen. It does happen. And that's why so many twins are in separation, because they meet and the timing just isn't right, you know, but they were supposed to meet to like either be a catalyst or just know, you know, what's going on, and figure out that they are on this journey. So the divine masculine gets the Ace of Swords, clarity of belief. So Ace of Swords. Knowing their truth, standing in their truth, speaking their truth, not hiding. I don't feel like they're hiding either. And the first card out is the Queen of Cups. So the divine feminine is showing up as somebody who is also emotionally mature, but I think that they're seeing her, the divine feminine, I feel like the divine masculine seeing her as somebody who's very intuitive and almost kind of a teacher, right? With the High Priestess. And somebody that they can, it's like an energy that they need to tap into as well. They need to tap into that divine feminine intuition energy as well. And I think that some of them are going to be doing that, but this is why they're so emotional this week. They will have tower moments. This doesn't have to be mass destruction. This could be internal conflicts. It could be external conflicts, but I feel like some of them are kind of fed up with the 3D, with the way their life has been going. And I think they're making a decision this week to listen to their intuition And they're wanting to change things. I know I'm going to get some comments from the Divine Feminine or from some Divine Feminines, because there is some bitterness out there about how the Divine Masculine vacillates through his decisions and can't just make a decision, right? And that's why the Tower shows up, because they sit there and they take too long making a decision. Well, this week, I think that they're speaking their truth, but they still have a lot of decisions that they need to make. So, and the decisions, they're working towards victory with the Six of Wands. They're not taking this lightly at all. I feel like there are a lot of Divine Masculines that are noticing how life needs to change, you know, and they are listening to their inner selves. Wow. Okay. So yeah, the Wheel of Fortune. After the Tower, the Wheel of Fortune showing up, that's amazing. That's really cool, really awesome, something that's really working. And then the Divine Masculine popped out as the King of Cups again. So we have a pair here. He sees the feminine as an equal. He sees the feminine as somebody who is on his level, who understands him, and can tap into that emotional side as well. And again, if this isn't resonating with you this week, then maybe next week will resonate, because this isn't going to be for everyone. But I do feel like there's going to be a chain of events that are going to happen, that are destined to happen to the Divine Masculine this week, that are going to force him into rising above things. But it's also going to lead him into victory. And I think a lot of it might be standing firm in his truth and making decisions, like really making decisions to cut things out of his life. So the Queen of Cups, let's see. What is the Queen of Cups? Yeah, he knows the connection is real. He sees it for what it is. But I also think he's not, it's like part of him really wants to accept what the connection is. The Six of Cups and the Four of Cups on the Queen of Cups. And it could be that he's seeing the Divine Feminine pull back a little bit with the Four of Cups. Maybe it's not him that's pulling back, but the Divine Feminine's pulling back. And I think that he's actually noticing that even when she pulls back, the connection is still there. It's like, it's kind of like a lightning bolt strike. And I'm saying that, and then I look down at the Tower. It's kind of like, oh my God, oh, I get it now. Like he's really kind of opening up and being like, oh yeah, I see it now. I get it. And it's, you know, could be telepathic communication going on between the two of you with the High Priestess. And then we have Judgment, which is karma. So he's recognizing there is definitely a lot of Divine Masculines are finally recognizing and like kind of having that light bulb moment, that shock, that Tower. And that's what I mean. Like the Tower doesn't have to be mass destruction in your life. It can just be a thought process, an internal thing. But it's definitely a shock and an energy shift. It's like getting back on track. It's like getting back on your path. The Tower has to show up to get back on your path. And I love getting the Three of Pentacles on the Tower. I love every time that happens. I'm like, see, this is exactly what I mean. The Three of Pentacles is like letting that Tower fall in whatever way it needs to fall, and then rebuilding brick by brick, starting at the foundation. The Three of Pentacles is teamwork. And it's almost like he's kind of tapping into that energy with the Divine Feminine in order to rebuild the Tower, or, you know, or in order to build something that's on a stronger foundation than a rocky Tower foundation, right? And it could be that he's trying to figure out how to do that with the Two of Pentacles. How do I now juggle my 3D life with my spiritual life? How do I manage to rebuild and have this teamwork with my divine feminine. The things that I feel like he's trying to get answers to are within, right? Oh, actually, you know what's really interesting? I feel like there's this telepathic thing that's happening this week. You have to know that with Scorpio, with Venus in Scorpio, Jupiter in Scorpio, all month, all the Scorpio energy that's going on, the veil between the spiritual world and the earth is very, very thin right now. So it's very easy to talk to your spirit guides and get answers right now. It's very easy to talk to your ancestors and get answers right now. And it's very easy to be telepathic with other people that you have a very strong connection with. So I kind of want to give you guys some homework and be like, try it. And, you know, and the way that I do it is when I'm in meditation, I set the intention that I want to have a conversation with my divine masculine, and I just start talking to him in my mind and having that conversation. A lot of times I get a message from him after I do that, and he's like, you know, I was just thinking about you or whatever. But I kind of want you guys to like practice doing that because I feel like you could have results this week. And I feel like the divine masculine is getting answers that way. And that's why I wanted to bring that up. I feel like it, you know, even if he doesn't realize what's going on and you guys are having a telepathic conversation, but he doesn't recognize what's happening or that that's what's happening, I feel like he's going to be getting some answers or some communication. You could also be getting some 3D communication since we did have the Knight of Cups and the Knight of Pentacles in the Divine Feminine reading. The Divine Feminines could be communicating with their Divine Masculine this week as well. So the Magician, look at that mirroring energy. They are manifesting victory. They're manifesting rising above situations. Again, thought processes can come into reality very, very quickly these days. And I feel like fortune is on the divine masculine side this week. And with that Wheel of Fortune, so many good things coming. So many good things coming. Yeah. Oh my God. I love my job. I love my job so much. See, Ace of Wands on the Wheel of Fortune. So many good things coming. Big stuff, universal things, gifts to the divine masculine. But it's going to come after a time of a tower moment, whether that's internally or externally, totally different situations for everyone. I also feel like because they're recognizing that the divine feminine has pulled back and they're also recognizing that the connection is stronger than ever. They're realizing that they can make this happen in their life, but there are certain things that have to come down or change or transition or evolve because the tower is also about evolution. And I think that they're recognizing that a lot of things have to evolve before. I want to clarify the King of Cups because they did come out. You know, we have the Queen of Cups and the King of Cups. So came out as the same suit. It's a pair. It's a matching pair. I think there's a lot of love. And oh, for the love of Pete, you guys. Come on. The Lover's card on the King of Cups. They know. The divine masculine is aware of the connection. They see it. They see that it's real. And there are some divine masculines I feel like that are going to be taking action this week because they're noticing that when they're in a certain vibration or they get a certain message and possibly a certain message telepathically from the divine feminine, you know, I like give my divine masculine intuitive messages all the time. And sometimes I get like radio silence afterwards. And I'm like, oh my gosh, he didn't want to hear that. And then I'm like, no, but I was supposed to give him that message. You can do that telepathically too. If you get an intuitive message for your divine masculine, send it to him and vice versa. If the divine masculine gets an intuitive message for the divine feminine, send it to her because I feel like there's a teamwork to have to rebuild after a tower moment. This is amazing. Like the way that this reading turned out, I need to see like the reaction from people. I got to open this back up. It's so cool, right? Yeah, Julie. That's cool that you guys are working on it. Oh, I love that you're moving from Indiana to Texas to do that. Sorry, my neck hurts really bad today. I don't even know why. Haven't been communicating. Hi, Gwen Delighted. Yeah, let's stay positive. Appreciate it. Hi, K-Labs. Yes, because sometimes it's like, even if they're not awakened, but you send them something telepathic. Like I even do it to my mom sometimes. I mean, I do it to a lot of people. It's not just my divine masculine, because the people that I'm very closely, my soul tribe that I'm connected with, I do it to my mom. And then I have a really good friend. She's a Cancer, and like literally she will text me when I'm thinking about her, and she'll text me. And it's like the creepiest thing. At first it was creepy, and now we just kind of laugh at it. But you can do it with people who are spiritual or who aren't spiritual. And sometimes some dude saw my aura. That's how this whole thing got started. Yeah, try it with people that you're super, super connected with, and then see if they like message you, like text you back or whatever. What did you guys think of this divine masculine reading? I mean, so I love it when the cards work with me, right? Like so many good things coming. And I really hope that they see this, because I'm afraid that with the tower energy that some of them might be so wrapped up in that tower energy that they might not see the good behind it, right? I think it might take them until like next week, or might be even further. Like this energy is fluid. It doesn't have to just be this week. This could be at any time. But yeah, this was so good. I'm really happy for him too. I'm so happy for the divine masculine, because they've been like, it's been heartbreaking the way they've been feeling. Hi, Sydney. Sydney is a fantastic, wonderful, wonderful woman. We heart her. Oh, I get ringing in my ear all the time, Kat. Don't you give up, intuitive one. Don't you give up. Oh man, my Buddha statue, he's my happy guy. Isn't he so cute? I wanted to get a bigger one, but they didn't have a bigger size there. I hope you're feeling better, Sydney. Did you ever live in the Northwest? No, I grew up in Kansas City. My brother is in the Northwest. He lives up there right now, and I've only visited once. No, I didn't camp out there. You know what, Lisa, when my pineal gland is like going through some whatever changes that's happening, I get that twitch in my eye, and everybody's like, it's your sinuses, it's this, your eyes are tired, it's this or that, but it's always my pineal gland. Alternative tech reports. It's going to take a lot to get me to marry anybody these days, but you can always try. I mean, I don't even know you. I grew up on the Kansas side, but I did live in Missouri too. It's all the same thing. Kansas City, Kansas, Kansas City, Missouri. It's all the same thing. I don't like it when Virgos are manipulative. Because some Virgos are really good at being manipulative. And I'm a Virgo, and I'm not throwing shade at my people because I know that there are many, many wonderful, amazing Virgos out there. But some can be very manipulative. That's just, yeah. Hi, Lisa. Thanks for being here. Aw, thanks, Jermaine. I love you too. You know, it's so funny because Virgo men have such a hard time because basically they're having to learn how to be a Virgo almost. Yeah, it's tough. I don't know why it's very hard for me to like understand a Virgo man sometimes. Some of them are very, very open and very conscious and very aware, but the ones that aren't are just like, I already did Izzy. I already did the feminine. I did both of them. But this will be on the channel so you can rewatch it. The ringing in your ear is kind of like it's like an upgrade, downloads, stuff like that. For me, every time I get ringing in my ear, I know that I'm getting like a download. Always had a gig by playing a slob. Oh, that's pretty funny. Altered consciousness, that was pretty funny. Hi, Rose. You're welcome. I did want to talk to you guys because I've had a lot of questions about my orbs that float around me all the time. I will say that I think some of them might be dust and some of them are real orbs, but somebody asked me to like explain it. And I've noticed that when my vibration is really, really high, again, the veil is so thin around me that they'll just show up and like they play. They will, and it's so funny because like when I'm like doing this reading, I could tell that my spirit guides and my angels and my ancestors were just hanging out because it was flawless. Like everything that I channeled came out exactly the way that it was supposed to come out in the cards. So, and a lot of times my clairvoyance, I can actually see things more when they're around because I'm actually more clairaudient than I am clairvoyant. But when I see things, it's pretty cool. So yeah, my little fairies. Yeah. All earth signs have you confused. Really? I'm not confusing. You know, I know so many Taurian men, and most of them are actually really, really great men, but they can get very easily misdirected because they are ruled by Venus and that Venetian energy. They love beauty. They love beautiful things. So it's very easy for a Taurus man to have like a stray eye, you know, unless he's aware that he's doing it. And I mean, they can, because they're also extremely loyal. So if a lot of Taurus men, if they're in a relationship with a person that they want to be in a relationship long term, they are dead set on being that guy for them. But like my first ex-husband is a Taurus, and that was a really tough relationship, and he made some pretty bad choices during that marriage. But to this day, and this was like, oh my gosh, I was 20 when we were together. So this was like 18 years ago that we met. So I've known him that long. He's my best friend. He's one of my very best friends, like in the whole world. He's the first person that I can always go to if I need to talk. So yeah. My son is a 6 out of 12 Taurus. He loves all beauty. Yeah. Ruled by money, not, you know what, Capricorn, has a hard time tapping into emotions sometimes. My dad's a Capricorn, and he can really disconnect from his emotions very, very easily. My real dad is. Actually, you know what? The Taurus men that I know are not cheap. Like, they like their pretty things and they will spend money on it. Oh, how do I get more in tune with my angels? I meditate every single day. I always ask for their guidance every single morning. And, you know, I've just developed it. I have a relationship with my angels and my spirit guides and my ancestors. I have conversations with them all the time. So that's how I tap into it. I just make sure that I stay connected to them. Your whole family are Capricorns. My husband is a Cappy, Venus, and he does it too. Yeah. My son's dad is a Taurus and terrible in the beginning, but he fixed himself. He's been a great father. Exactly, Julie. That's exactly my same exact situation. My Taurus, my two older sons' father and he is a wonderful dad, and I could not have asked for a better partner or a better, father. He wasn't a good partner, but he really, really regrets making the decisions that he made too. Body reads. No, I don't know anybody that does. I don't even know what that is. What is a body read? Can somebody tell me what a body read is? Oh, that's cool. Reading your Bible and heard bells ringing. Yeah, man, whatever makes those Taurians feel good, they're going to spend money on it. I don't think that a Taurus is cheap at all. In fact, I think that they might spend too much money sometimes. Oh, my awakening story. Well, so it started when I left my second ex-husband. And I was broken. Like, I was beat down and really starting to get refined. And then I met my twin flame. I actually met him on, it was a online game. Didn't know who he was. And, he was like the final push shift catalyst into my awakening process. And I went through it happened really, really fast because I think that the universe was trying to wake me up for decades. And every time the universe would try to wake me up, I would get it fixed somehow. Like, I'd go see a psychiatrist and get put on medication, because I would get really depressed. And instead of feeling the feelings, I just wanted to be numb. And so for decades I did that. And finally, the universe was like, okay, we're tired of like giving this to you and you keep on trying to fix it. So we're going to push you into it. And so that's why he showed up in my life, because I needed to have that extra shove. The weird polar bear. Hi, there's your shout out. And, after I went through the dark night of the soul, that's when my clairaudience opened up. And I thought I was going crazy because I was hearing voices and I didn't want to tell anybody. The only person I could tell was my twin flame, because he's already awake and understands the spiritual aspect of things. And I seriously thought I was going crazy. And then I decided to go see an intuitive where I live, and she read my cards and she read my entire story. And I kind of freaked out, and she said, this is what you need to do to channel, because what was happening was I was getting so many channeled messages and so many like clairaudient messages throughout the day that I was typing them in my iPhone, and I had like 500 notes in my iPhone. And so she said, you need to read cards and channel it through that. And so I got tarot cards, and I taught myself. I am a self-taught tarot reader. People have commented before how you can tell that I wasn't professionally trained, But I don't think that that really matters when you have a gift to do it, because we all know that I don't read the cards in a typical way. I read what I am channeled. Like, I don't read reversals unless I feel I need to read a reversal. But, oh, the voices were always positive. They were my spirit guides talking to me. My twin is a Taurus. Hi, Bear. My twin is a Taurus. Yes. There you have it. Alter consciousness. You probably need to be trained in Reiki, honestly, because that's what Reiki healing can do. And instead of using your energy and seeing their life and illnesses and stuff in their body, you can use the universal energy so you won't get depleted in your energy. But I would suggest you look for a Reiki. Like, I'm certified. At level 3 and I'm getting my master Reiki certification. Sydney. Yes, yes. I read minds a lot. People kind of get freaked out because I read minds a lot, and I don't even realize I'm doing it. If you are getting negative voices, then there probably have entities attached, which is like a whole different topic. And I'm actually taking a psychic protection course to get certified in that as well, to teach other people to protect themselves psychically. I'm sorry, I'm trying to keep up with the chat, but it's like, oh, I didn't even expect that I was going to stay on here and chat with you guys, but I'm having so much fun. What do I think of deja vu? Very long deja vu happening today. I think deja vu is, it's kind of like, because we live parallel realities, and sometimes I feel like you're actually like living the same reality at the same time. Because like the choices that you make, for example, you drop a spoon, you can either choose to pick that spoon up and spend that 30 seconds doing that and miss a red light later on in the day, or you can choose to leave the spoon there and not miss the red light and have to stay at the red light. So you're kind of living like, have you ever seen the movie Sliding Doors with Gwen? What's her last name? It just totally like left my mind. Gwyneth Paltrow. It's kind of like that. Like, we live parallel lives and make choices all day. And I feel like that's what deja vu is. I don't know. Don't quote me on that, but that's just what I feel. Yeah. You are on the path your soul made before you came to Earth. Yeah. And I think a lot of times we're like reliving the same experience because we're supposed to do it differently that time or something like that. Yeah. Gwyneth Paltrow. Yeah. Do you believe that you and your twin can be separated for many years and that the student can become? Yes, I do. Because he was actually my teacher in the beginning, because I didn't know about any of this. And he was the only person that I knew that was spiritually awake. I didn't have anybody else. So he was my teacher in the beginning, and he was the one that kind of guided me through a lot of things and made me recognize that I had a gift and that I wasn't crazy. And he still is like my biggest cheerleader, you know, and he actually is really, really talented with energy. Like, he can manipulate energy in ways that I have never seen anybody do before. And it's just a natural thing. Like, I had to do Reiki energy classes and healing and stuff in order to learn how to use energy and heal other people. Or help them heal themselves. And he's just very like easily, he can manipulate energy so easily. You can also view your energy body and see if you have any energy quartered to you and remove them. Yes, you can. And if anybody's ever wondering about Reiki, that is a service that I offer on you can go to my website. It is a service that I offer. And eventually I will do Reiki classes, but I don't know how I'm going to do that. I don't think I'm going to do it online. I think I will have to like go places to do that. Treasure forever. That's awesome. I love it when it's such a natural gift, because I know that I have the gift of healing, but I had to learn how to use my energy field and learn to use the energy from like the universal energy in order to heal. Do you think that the teacher will come to the student at some point? It's possible, Lisa. It's possible. My twin flame is not awake yet, and is incredible how talented he is already, and he literally has no idea. I know. It's so crazy how we can see it in them, but they can't see it in themselves. Is it possible to awaken and heal so many people that it attracts dark energy? I have had to learn how to protect my energy, because there are some people that I have come in because I've been a catalyst to other people awakening as well. And I have been in contact with like a darker energy before, several darker energies. And a lot of times when there's a lot of ways that you can find out whether you have entities or dark energy surrounding you in some way. And one of the biggest is like, if you're super, super, super depressed and normally you're not a depressed person, and you're like telling yourself a whole bunch of negative thoughts, that could mean that there is a dark energy attached to you. Yes, Julie, that makes sense. How would you do Reiki through online or phone? You said, because I do distance Reiki, because energy is fluid. And I've done more distance Reiki than I have hands-on. I do hands-on as well, usually with myself or my mom. I've done hands-on with my children as well, but I do more distance Reiki than I do anything. And because energy is fluid and I'm using it as a universal tool, it's pretty easy to do. Yes, alter consciousness. That's a good way of putting it. You hold open the space for the energy to travel through for the person. Jermaine, I'm having such a good time, but I have to be honest, I'm starving. I'm getting so hungry. So I'm going to have to like shut this. I made homemade chicken noodle soup today. Like that's how it's fall. I felt like doing that. I haven't done distance Reiki YouTube videos because I just haven't really had the chance to be able to open up and do that. Girl, go eat. I'm going to. Plus, I need more water. That's awesome, Bear. I love that. I love that you did an oracle deck after doing that. When you train in Reiki, it really does change your life. Like, because you have to clear your life. You have to clear things out of your life in order to open up the space for the universe to work through you. And so you have to set this intention of releasing whatever it is that your soul wants to release when you're getting attuned at that time. And it really does actually happen. Like you do start releasing negative things in your life. So. Melissa, I will make a video on how to protect yourself from negative energies after I finish the course. I don't want to do it right now when I'm right in the middle, because I would rather be very schooled on the subject and be able to answer any questions. And I'll probably do a live one. So, yeah, so I will eventually, but it's a 6-month course. So it won't be until next year when I do it. I just don't want to give any false information or get ahead of myself or anything like that. So. Alter consciousness. Okay. Taylor Manser. I would say to just keep living your life in the best way you can for yourself, and allow the universe to do the work in that scenario. If you are connected to somebody that's already in a relationship, because that's when you're going to have the faith in the universe and divine timing. Because the reason why it's called divine timing is because it's not our timing. And a lot of people say, well, divine timing means it's never going to happen. But the reason why it's, we feel like it's never going to happen is because it's not our timing. And we have to remember that this isn't an instant gratification world. He has to go through that relationship and learn karmic lessons, and you're learning lessons as well. And one of them is probably detachment. So you really need to make sure that you're detaching from the emotional aspects of being connected to him, and recognizing that you two still have like two separate lives that you have to live. That was, that's a big lesson sometimes that people have to do when they're so connected. So, oh, wait, hold on. So your father was a warlock. I was born to sacrifice. He is not dead. He tweaks my cards. What can I do? I have honestly, alter consciousness. I am not schooled in like witches and warlocks. I'm not schooled in any of that. So I have absolutely no idea what to do with that. And again, that's kind of like one of those things where I don't want to answer something that I don't know, that I'm not totally sure the answer is. Yes, the dead warlock. I think that should be a t-shirt. I think you should make that a t-shirt, honestly. And you can always set the intention. Like I always make sure to clear my space and set the intention that I will not allow energies to come in and work in my space, that and take control over my space. So maybe that's something that you should do, is set that intention. You're welcome, Taylor. How to manifest your I don't even, you know what is so funny? I didn't even manifest mine because I didn't even know what a twin flame or soulmate was before I met mine. He just showed up and kind of like screwed my life all up and made me a better person. How about the warlocks putting Saturn? Well, apparently Big Daddy's really like against you. I don't know. That sucks. I really think you should put that on a t-shirt. My dad's a warlock. All right, guys. I'm going to go get something to eat because I'm starving, and I'm starting to like go into a daze. So I think I'm over. I think I'm done. Thanks for hanging out with me. Blame your parents, for real. Always blame the parents. Happy new moon. Everybody come into balance. Namaste. Oh, I'm so glad I lighten your days. That's my job. That just makes me feel like so fantastic. I'm really, really glad. Bye, Sydney. We'll talk soon. Sydney's doing my website. She's fantastic. Thanks, Danielle. Bye, guys.